Is Saints 4 Takeaways, sponsored by American Men Roofing.
Only 2 games in the NFL this weekend featured no playoff teams and no playoff implications. The Saints and the Panthers were one of those games, and the other when Houston accidentally beat Indianapolis and lost the first pick in the draft. Now, when it's 2 teams and they're just playing out the string, you don't expect much excitement, and the Saints game delivered almost none. And many of the Saints' problems Sunday were problems that we have seen all season, but this is one problem we didn't expect. Kicking has been a real issue. In 2021, the Saints used 4 different kickers. It was an issue all year. Sean Payton talked about it often. Getting a healthy Will Lutz back was supposed to fix that, but that foursome was actually more accurate on field goals last year than Will Lutz was this year. That foursome hit on 83% of their kicks combined, which was 20th best in the NFL. Lutz this year hit on just 74% of his kicks. That is worst in the NFL. Before this season, Will Lutz had hit on better than 86% of his kicks. He has to be better than this and closer to that going forward. Now, at number 3, the Saints have big decisions to make now along their defensive line. These 4 players are all unrestricted free agents, and they are 4 of the first 7 rotational pieces on the defensive line. They all need to be either replaced or re-signed, and the Saints will not have a lot of money to spend in free agency. Former first-rounder Peyton Turner has to be one of them, but in 2 seasons so far, Turner has played in 13 games and missed 20. Other than Cam Jordan, who was great all year, the D-line largely disappointed. Marcus Davenport, for instance, had more ejections this season than sacks. The Saints have to rebuild the room and get better production in 2023. At number 2, before the game, the Saints effectively cut ties with wide receiver Mike Thomas. As our Saints analyst Nick Underhill said it, they cut him on paper for now. Later, they will release him in real life and then spread out the salary cap hit. Look, I know Mike Thomas made a lot of money over the past 3 seasons for not a lot of production. But remember, in 2018, Thomas caught 125 passes. That's the 8th best single season in NFL history. Then in 2019, he followed it up with 149 catches, which is the best single season in league history. He's 3rd in Saints history in receptions, and cutting ties with Thomas is the right move for the Saints. The team needs that cap space to rebuild, but Thomas had 4 spectacular seasons in black and gold. And at number 1, it's glaringly obvious the Saints need a major offensive overhaul, and it takes just 2 stats to explain why. The Saints were 22nd in the league in points scored, and they gave it away 25 times, which was tied for the 4th most in the NFL. The point is, they didn't score a lot of points, and they committed a lot of turnovers. Dennis Allen needs to overhaul his offensive staff, and he needs to draft a quarterback in the first couple of rounds. And drafting a quarterback doesn't guarantee anything, but just about every elite quarterback in the NFL right now was taken in the first 2 rounds of the draft, and the Saints have to start taking shots because they are not going to get to their next Super Bowl until they get their quarterback. And that is my number 1 takeaway from the season-ending misery against the Panthers.